What was the energy like getting out to the field this morning?
Yeah, kids are excited. You know, we talked a lot about it. Our meeting to start off today is energy, excitement, and attitude. And, you know, when you walk through this gate, make sure you're ready to play football. You know, forget about everything else that's going on and just focus on football, how you're going to make yourself better and how you're going to make the team better. And like you said, I heard one of our captains go, and the band's playing for us. It kind of made it exciting out here.
What is the biggest focus today? What are you guys really trying to drill home?
Well, you know, we can only wear helmets today, so you really can't do the physical aspect of it. We're just going to do a little bit of skill stuff, and then we're going to focus a lot on our special teams, which we didn't do a lot of special teams during the summer. We just kind of installed our offense and defense and got that going, so we're going to spend at least an hour on special teams today and get those ready to go.
Describe your off-season work prior to this point and what areas you've seen the most growth in.
Team chemistry. After last year, our coaches, we sat down and we tried to come up with a plan of how we could make our program better, and we thought we had a lack of team chemistry last year, so we came up with a leadership council, 12 guys on our football team that met once a week from December until June. We met and just tried to come up with ways of how we were going to make our team better. We did the same thing in the weight room. We lifted, we ran, we did all that stuff, but we have done that in years past, so we just kind of honed in on teaching these kids how to be leaders, positive leaders, and play together and love each other.
How have you seen that leadership council make a difference so far?
Awesome. I don't have to yell as much, which makes it easier on me and our coaches, because our seniors take care of it. You know, if practice is quiet, they're going to say something to them, and the underclassmen are listening. And you know, I felt like last year if somebody said something, somebody would take it personal and like it was an attack. But these guys are just all, I guess, going for the same goal. And when you can get 40 to 50 people to buy in like that, I think you're doing having a successful job.
Who are some of the standout people on that council, especially with it being a younger team and a lot of younger players coming back?
Yeah, I mean, Logan Snyder's just been a phenomenal captain for us in the offseason. He wrestled, and then once wrestling was done, he spent all his time with us, and he just loves this team so much. We've had Tyson Whitner, who's been with us, seems like forever. He knows how to run this program probably just as much as I do. Logan Capps and David Johnson, and then two of our senior linemen, Ivan Nykum and Chris Jacobs. They don't ever get any of the publicity because they're linemen, and they're okay with that, but they do the stuff that nobody else really wants to do. And just, you know, having 6, 7, 8 of those guys to all believe in the same thing, it has just been great so far.
Speaking of Tyson, and let me make sure I'm getting all the people down because we read the Indiana Football Digest.
Yes.
David Johnson, yeah, Tyson Whitmore, both players to watch. Why do you think they were given that honor?
Well, Tyson was first team all-conference at linebacker last year, and David was second team all-conference. So they both have been playing. Tyson, I mean, both him and David have played since they were sophomores, so this is their third year starting for us. And we really didn't, at that point, didn't play a lot of sophomores. So they're looked upon because they have the most experience, and they're playmakers. They know how to play the game of football.
Overall, last year seemed to be a down year for Northside, but still you guys are ranked 15th, I believe, in your division. Why do you think that is? Because
we have a lot returning. We weren't happy with our season last year, but if you look at it, we lost four or five of those games by less than 10 points. So we didn't have a great team, but we still competed. We were still in games going into the fourth quarter, and that says a lot about our coaching staff. And the kids never really gave up. They just couldn't get over that hump. So it wasn't like we were 3-7 and getting killed by everybody. You know, 2 teams really took it to us, and the rest of them, it was anybody could have won at the end. So we did have a down year, and you know, Logan Snyder told me, I'm learning a lot from these kids as well, but he said it could be the best thing that ever happened to us because it kind of took the lights off of Northside for a little bit, and now we can get back to the point of let's work hard and prove people wrong again.
And then the SAC obviously looking a little bit different this year, Homestead and Carroll. Who do you see as their biggest competition?
Between those two, or?
In the SAC.
Oh, in the SAC, yeah. I mean, you throw Homestead and Carroll in there and it just makes it tougher and tougher. You know, from media day, I hear everybody talking about Snyder and Lures, and then you throw the Carroll in there. I mean, you know, a team that you can't sleep on is Concordia, who returns probably more than anybody else in the conference. You know, so I would throw those names out there. But every SAC has a great coach and a great coaching staff. I told our kids, I said, let's not worry about the media. Let's not worry about Snyder and Lures because we don't play them for a long time. Let's just work on us getting better and see how this goes.
What makes Northside stand out?
This year, we're up front. We're big and physical up front. We got a quarterback back. You know, not many people can say they have a junior quarterback who has a season under his belt already. So that helps. And having Tyson run our defense helps. But just, you know, we're only going to stand out if these kids stay together and they work hard. If we fall apart like we did last year, we're going to get the same results. But I just don't see that happening.
And how do you pronounce his first name again?
Arian.
Arian.
Yep.
So going into, I mean, they say junior year is kind of the biggest year, and with him having a year of experience under his belt, where do you see his ceiling, I guess, especially for this year, as some college coaches might be coming out to take a look at him?
I mean, he put on 20 more pounds in the offseason, and just from lifting. So, you know, he went from a 180-pound quarterback to a 200-pound quarterback, so it'd be a little bit more difficult to bring him down. You know, we take accountability that we threw him in a no-huddle offense, never ran the offense, and he was 15 years old last year. So he took a lot of life lessons and football lessons right there. So I think the game's a lot slower for him right now when he steps out there and he understands what's expected from him. It's got to be hard to be a sophomore quarterback and play for me, because I just don't like the mental mistakes, and he had a lot of them, and it's because he was 15 and I forgot about that. And I think he and I are on a better page, and we're both excited for the season.
We haven't stepped on an actual football field yet, but to see his growth and maturity grow during the offseason, what has that been like for you as a coach?
Huge. You know, Arian was, when he came in here, if you would tell him he did something wrong, his head would go down, and he would pout a little bit about stuff, and now he can take it and say, okay, I got this, I'll work on it. He's become a better teammate. He's still got some growing to go there, but he hangs out with the guys. He can lead them on the field. His thing he's got to learn is how to lead them off the field, how to be a good teammate in the locker room and kind of hang out with these guys. But he has all the attributes. One of the strongest arms I've ever seen. He can put the ball on him, and he can run. So his ceiling is very high if he keeps working.
Does having a strong offensive line give him a little bit more confidence going into this second year?
Absolutely. That's why I told our quarterback and running back, I said, I wish I was younger and I could run behind the line that we have, because they're experienced and they're big, and that's our strength. So I would love to be if I could throw, I'd love to be a quarterback and sit behind that line.
Is that an entire senior offensive line, or
just a couple? But you know, we started a freshman at tackle last year, and he's back. So he knows how to play on Friday nights, and the other two are back. And then Dakota played a little bit at the end of the year for us. So I mean, they all just kind of know how to play on Fridays.
We've mentioned a lot of names. Who do you see as the biggest playmaker to come out of this season, or maybe someone that fans wouldn't be expecting to see this year?
Off of our team?
Yeah.
At this point, I would say Logan Capps. Yeah, we scrimmaged a couple Saturdays ago out at Carroll against 4 other teams, and he just made plays. He's always just kind of been in the mix. He's our kicker, he's a running back, he's a slot, he's a defensive back. He plays just about everywhere, never wants to come off the field. He's been kicking for us since he was a freshman. He's just a versatile kid. He scored a couple touchdowns that scrimmage a couple of weeks ago, and he's just somebody that nobody really talks about, but he does everything that you could ask for a kid to do in the program.
Preparing for Southside, week 1, what is the biggest key to that game?
Just seeing how you play. The first game is always scary, and it doesn't matter who you play. You just don't know how to compare yourself to other teams. You know, I know what we're doing. Is it good enough, you know, to beat somebody on the opener? You never know. I mean, I think the one thing we could take from last year is we lost our opener to Concordia, and nobody expected that. They thought, you know, North's going to win this game because they beat Concordia by so many times. I'm going to hope, and I'll put it in these kids' heads to remember that. It's not very fun to lose the opener.
Team motto this year?
We went with "We're Here." A little bit, I don't know, you probably don't follow WWE wrestling, but Merz does, and a guy comes out and he says, "We're here," and it's just kind of cool, because it's kind of how we are. It's like, maybe we weren't here last year, but now we could have said we're back, but we've never been on the top really. But just let everybody know we're here and we're ready to go. And when we say we're here, that means all of us. You know, it's not I'm here. And so when we start talking about this family and loving each other, that's us. We're here, and that's just what we're going with this year.
Expectations this season?
high. They're always high when it comes to me and my coaching staff. You know, when we took the job, we're not going to say let's try to finish in the middle. Let's just try to win a couple games. We want to compete every Friday night, and not just win win every single Friday night, but make sure that we get better every Friday night. And I'd like for us to make a long run in the playoffs, because we haven't done that, and that's our expectations. Whether we come in third, first, fifth of the SAC, I'm okay as long as we're getting better every week, and then let's make a long run into the playoffs.